Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Reverend Yearwood, thank you for taking the time this morning. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, loves talking with you.
We'll just get right into it since we got limited time. I watched the documentary, and
Good.
I got to say, it is terrifying. And it seems, it's called the Plastic Detox, and it's about microplastics that are in basically everything, literally everything. And it seems like an impossible feat to get rid of this stuff in anyone's life. But I don't, at the risk of giving a spoiler alert, there are some positive stories in this documentary, and which is a good thing. But I got to tell you, and you're a producer of this. Not only you're a producer, you're CEO of the Hip Hop Caucus, which is a national nonprofit, and you work towards civil rights, human rights, and climate. And I got to tell you right off the bat, you probably got most men's attention by saying your penis is shrinking. It's said over. Nothing gets a man's attention more than something that's threatening their penis. And I'll tell you right now, it got me riveted. And it's unfortunately it's true. It's true. Yeah.
No, it's so funny because it's one of the things there too that I think we've also found out that there is one thing that can cut across the political divide is that issue.
Yes.
I think that all sides who have been watching it, no matter where you sit, have been like, nah, this is horrible. What do we need to do to fix it? And shout out to my friend Joe Rogan, who also had the same response as all of us. But I think that's it. I mean, I think that's what this watch is important because yes, there are certain things we need plastic for. We need heart stents and other things that are very important, and a lot of things. But we don't need the over-gapping use of plastic. We don't need to wrap our bananas and our oranges in plastic. We don't need plastic for everything. We don't. And then in our homes, when we bring the plastic spoons home and plastic forks home, and then when we have the game cups, as you know, in Boston, you bring home a Bruins a souvenir cup that then begins to just decompose in your cabinet, and then we're literally consuming about a credit card size worth of plastic microfibers every single week. And then on top of that, you're right, for the men, it not only does it make us sterile, but it obviously begins to shrink, our privates there. And on top of that, then for the women who are having our kids, it gets into the placenta, and it has a huge impact on that. And then our kids, we're seeing that who are being born, has an impact on them. So we're going to have a generation of really pissed off people in 20, 30 years because we're going to be like, man, you could have helped me out here. But also dementia and cancer and other issues too.
And it's not just stuff that we eat. It's the clothing we wear. It's things we handle. It's skin creams and shampoos and the one of the most dangerous things that you guys point out in the documentary, receipts. Like you got to not even touch your receipt. If they ask you if you want to email that receipt, go with that these days.
Yes. Oh no. I mean when I go to CBS used to get the longest receipt. I don't know why.
Yeah, right. Well, you got to get those coupons,
Yeah, and it'd be forever. And I'm like, no, you take the email option. All the coupons come to you. You have it on your phone. And you're right. Handling those receipts rubs off, and that actually gets into your. And I mean, it has a huge effect on sleeping, on obesity, and again, it's just cutting back. So I think there's there's a personal component where you can do in your homes at work, kind of cut back. If you're drinking out of plastic, kind of move that around to glass or other types of wares that's not plastic. And then as an industry, we can roll things back. In the documentary, it's obviously I have a interest because I'm from Louisiana, and I was born in a community that literally has so much plastic creation that we have one of the highest cancer rates in our community. So that's one of the reasons for me has been involved in this. But I think that you're right. It's been great to see people watching it, the response worldwide, watching the documentary on Netflix, Plastic Detox, and the response. People having your response like, wow, I can see the difference in everything by reducing plastic in my home.
Well, not to give away too much, but a lot of the focus of the documentary is on fertility, like we talked about, and you deal with I think it's a few couples and their journey through, like, who have been having a hard time getting pregnant, and so it's their journey, through this experiment. And one of the main figures is Dr. Shauna Swan, who's an amazing person, just an amazing person who's been dealing with this and studying it her whole life. Now, she helps these couples try to, as you've been saying, cut down on things that have the microplastics. My question is, it's just like eating healthy. They were given a lot of these things, but in reality, these things are always way more expensive. And people have to choose these days. I mean, everything's more expensive now. Food prices have gone way up, drug prices. And people have to choose now between the medication they need, the food, if they have to pay for heat, whatever it may be. It just seems like it makes it harder. That was never, I don't think that was ever touched upon in the documentary, where it's like, well, what about the practical thing? I know this means like fertility and the human race and, cancer, but at the same time, people have bills to pay every day and stuff like that. Is there another way? Like, one of the things was the chemist, what was his name? John Warner. He was saying, go after the companies.
John Myers. Yep.
Oh, it was a Myers. Okay. Go after the companies. How can we do that? Like, do we have to pressure our elected officials to do that?
Yeah, let's take it from the micro. I think you're right. I think so. It's not as hard as it seems. I actually did it. And one of the things, I have actually, lost weight when in this process. I mean, I wasn't doing this, but Swan was doing this. This my own, just looking at me losing weight personally. Yeah. I did it, and it isn't as hard. I mean, I think it's sometimes you just bring home a lot of plastic, like you bring home ketchup. That's you stick it in. There's like a drawer. I think we have like soy sauce and plastic and whatever thing. Everything in that drawer. So I think it's just cleaning out that drawer, for instance, which you want to do anyways, probably. Ketchup been there since 2006, whatever. And so you want to clean that out. And then there's this matter, like I said, those cups, and it's going back and getting cups and things and silverware and pots that aren't that. That actually isn't a large expense. That's one. Two, how you're cooking your food. There is a part here for, I think the makeup was a conversation. Yes. I mean, obviously ladies had to look carefully. The clothes, obviously, was straight polyester, looking at it. If it's not cotton. Yes, if you're buying, and that's one reason why cotton and things do cost more. Obviously, you're buying cotton T-shirts and things that don't contain plastic in them. But you're right. There's a cost. It isn't that much, but that has an impact on your health. On the macro, to what you're saying, what everything is putting in plastic, can we shift that? I think that's why the documentary is so important. I think it's really to bring an educational perspective and awareness that let's just know that there's a problem first and foremost, that we now are consuming a lot of plastic. Doctors are finding plastic in the placenta. It is clearly having issues we saw in the film around reproduction, but it's also around dementia. We're having issues regarding weight gain and sleep and other issues. So I think that there's health concerns, because then you're also paying to fix those things, and that costs a lot of money. So I think on the larger level, and even listen, there are folks who are in the plastic industry who will be like, there's and in the film we actually say that there's bad plastic, like that black plastic. There's also this cheap, bad plastic that we shouldn't be using. Those are sometimes the containers that people are getting from the carryouts and they're putting into the microwave. Yes. And that literally disintegrates into the food. So there are things that we can do. Say, no, we can't just have an overload maybe on the bad plastic. We can't have an overload on this everything being in plastic. So I think that this is a shift, and hopefully we can find alternatives to plastic.
Well, Reverend Yearwood, I got to tell you, it's alarming, and it is a wake up call. And like you said, it's just letting people know about the problem. I think is the beginning of the battle. And I personally think they should be showing this documentary in schools.
I appreciate that.
You know, I mean, seriously, it is really a lot. And now everything, my whole life, I look at my whole life differently now because of this documentary. Everything I touch and wear and everything. Now I'm going to be checking it constantly. And so it's a success in that way. So I think everybody should get over to the Netflix and watch this and learn a little something.
That.
Yeah. Well,
and I think it's a great watch as well.
It is. It's riveting. And like I said, Dr. Shauna Swan is an amazing person. It's amazing to watch her work. Yeah. Well, Reverend Yearwood, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, the documentary is called The Plastic Detox. It's on Netflix right now. Everybody should go watch this. Reverend Yearwood, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.